Hello and good evening and happy Canadian Thanksgiving to those who celebrate. For All Mankind, Season 3, Episode 7, Bring It Down is over. And it has been since July 22nd of 2022. We're just getting started here on this, October the 14th of 2025. As we continue our mission to watch every episode of For All Mankind and talk all about it. Now, here's the guy who's watched the cliff collapse and thought, well, that's one way to bring it down. I'm your host, Dave Mader. And, in this episode, the drilling begins, the lies pile up, and the cliff above Helios's base isn't the only thing collapsing. Welcome to our For All Mankind podcast, where ambition meets fallout and silence can be deadly. And once again, we've assembled a stellar panel here to break it all down. Coming in first, our spiritual compass, Wayne Ellen's executive orders, Larry's courtroom lies, and ethics of defection with quiet clarity. It's Kevin Millard.
Hello, Dave. Bring it down. Let's bring down the excitement is what they were doing in this episode.
Well, maybe I could see
The only
that.
excitement is in the last 3 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
But they brought it down at the end, right? That's
right.
really...
There's
it's about
some
how you-
good political intrigue in this episode.
Sure.
Well, yeah, bringing in here next. He's tracking the echoes of Apollo through Helios's implosion and NASA's political pivots. If the new era is too soft, he's already nostalgic for the hard edges. It's Jeff Mader.
Hey, I'm not gonna have them slagging on this episode. This is like an episode of the West Wing.
It's like a West Wing, For All Mankind episode.
You
It's
know
like
what?
Aaron-
That seems very appropriate for a show about space technology and NASA.
Yes, this is the Aaron Sorkin of space episodes. I think we can. Dan Liu was the common thread here. He directed both episodes, but there's two different writers here. Nicole Beatty being one of them. Coming in here next, he's our technologist who doesn't blink at sabotage, safe mode overrides, or Martian cliff collapses. If Danny's pulling cables, he's already diagramming the damage. It's Jody Simpson.
I like it. Thank you, Dave.
Welcome, Jody. You were excited by the episode every minute?
I was excited for it to end.
Okay. Thanks for being with us. And here last, the man who will have the final say here, from Ottawa to Helios's base. He reads the mission like a chessboard, calm, strategic, and already 3 moves ahead of Baranov and the drilling disaster. It's Adam Woodward.
Well, I mean, you guys mentioned it. Today was a very highly political day too. We had some major stuff going on. But listen, this
What I
for
mean?
62 minutes. This episode was 57 minutes for the last 5. A little painful for me as well. I agree with Jody.
Hard to get there. Well, it's a lot of political intrigue, West Wing type things.
It wasn't even political intrigue. It's just stupid drama.
We've turned Adam into a cynic.
He's just-
I personally like to take full credit for it, but I know it was a combined effort.
Yeah, well, I think it's maybe perhaps a few influences here. Our regrets from Heather Narduzzi, who is normally with us. She is not feeling well tonight. So
She watched this episode and wasn't feeling well, and
Yes.
decided she didn't want to do it.
I was wondering if she just said, "I can't get through this," and then I'm not going to do it.
She probably just started watching it and went, "Oh shit, I remember this
I
one.
remember this one, yeah.
I think she would have. I think she.
I'm
would have
going
liked the
drinking
episode.
instead." That's what
There
she
was
said.
there was some stuff. There was a lot here with like Pam and Ellen.
There was nothing. It wasn't a lot. It
What do you
was
mean
like
they looked at each other and she said, "Can I come in?" That was it.
It's a start. You
But
know,
it's not a lot, Dave.
It's not a lot. No, it's setting more talking up, but
Remember how last season we had like those 3-4 episodes where it was just all filler? This felt like filler.
I feel like they had to do a few of these things to move to the
Sure.
next stage of the plot. I feel like
they had, to
that's
do,
kind
they, had
of
to do, they had to do 2.
Which
Do we
2?
really care about the Jimmy plot? Is this something really going to happen with this, or is this just?
I can confirm to you something is going to happen with this, so it does matter.
Will
He's
you
gonna
be
go
satisfied
full
after?
Will
Probably
you
not.
enjoy any of it? I don't think so. I'm not sure if I do. I don't know if I like Jimmy. I don't like Jimmy, and it's hard to even feel bad for Jimmy. But I still do. It's just he's kind of like this very lost, broken character, and he's taken advantage of by Bryan Cranston's daughter in this episode, who will probably win an Emmy for her work on The Pit if she didn't already.
She's breaking him bad.
She's breaking him bad. Yes.
This episode broke me bad.
Jody, what was your favorite moment? Just the end?
Mostly. Yeah. When I was rooting for the cliff. Okay? That's
The cliff. How are you feeling about Danny Stevens as compared to the other Stevens family members?
I slag a lot on Tracy Stevens, but she's nothing like that kid of hers. That kid of hers is a whole other problem.
He's a mess.
Yeah.
Never trust a Stevens in space. You just
No.
I'm
Nor
not
on
even
Earth.
sure why they would keep letting them go in. Like, don't they have the same kind of rule, like they did during World War II, where like if a couple brothers got killed or something, then
The Saving
the rest of
Private
the
Ryan
family
rule.
comes back, kind of thing. Like, is there not like something that just permanently grounds Stevens now? Like they shouldn't be in space.
Well, I think we're working up to it.
Well, the last
just-
two that went to space died heroes.
yeah.
So, and I
But-
think that you kind of get that vibe throughout this episode. It's like,
Are you trying to say that soldiers who died for our country are not heroes?
no, I wasn't
What?
saying that.
Anyway,
I was trying to say they're not going to not let another Stevens up, because of
True.
that. They're going to be more likely to let them go up because
Wait.
their parents died heroes.
How will
As long as they bring
anyone
a lot
know
of
who
money.
they are if their statue has been stolen from the front of NASA's built?
I don't
And by
think
the
a
way,
statue just erases somebody.
no, I'm just kidding. But but here's my serious question: how the hell did they use a key card to steal that statue from the front?
Can we,
like-
I have all kinds of questions about that one.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of absolutely ridiculous plot things in this
Because
episode.
that was just outside. It was just like in front
Yeah,
of the
right.
front door where there
Right.
presumably
it
are
was in the
security
lobby.
guards.
Right. If they had put it in the lobby. that
No,
would have been
it was inside. It was like outside the front door. Like the stairs
Yeah.
to the street were right there.
But isn't
I
it like
understand-
a bronze?
It's a big bronze. It's a big. I don't know if it's bronze, but it's a big.
I don't think
like,
it's bronze because it's
metal statue
color.
that's in like a concrete
Concrete
base.
base.
Like and it
Well,
looked
they
like,
probably took it out of the concrete base, but it would still be heavy as hell.
But how do you do that, Jody? You got to
you need a jackhammer, and like this isn't
No,
the
you
front
just
door.
take the key card around the edge.
Yeah,
we are
and then
literally
you
going to
pop
see
them out.
We're
guys,
gonna,
there
we're
was
gonna
a
see in this
control on the
episode.
back that you just swipe your card and it unlocks it. Like, come on.
When we get to that screenshot, we'll have to have a look at like how embedded that statue was, and
they
but
could have
also
just grabbed a chain.
It's
and
NASA. There's going to be security all over the place. Like at that front counter where
Yeah.
Mrs. Whatever. her
These
name
are
is.
administration buildings, though. Are they that?
well,
secure?
speaking of which, yeah, like you think there's some security here, but like I don't know, Margot's like the spy.
Margot's pretty good at not.
And
But
doing
here's the
Aleda-
other thing. The guy who lost his key thing, you think he hasn't noticed by the end of the day and reported it?
Yeah, he had to have
yeah.
He had to have had to go somewhere where he needed it.
Right. Yeah, and like how I guess Jimmy took it off him when he hugged him.
I guess.
No,
so,
I think the girl did, or maybe he did. Maybe Jimmy.
No, it
No,
was
Jimmy did.
Jimmy did it.
No,
yeah.
Jimmy did because he was kind of like proud of himself.
But okay, the whole plot line here with Margot and even
Dave, let's get going. Let's get going.
all right.
We're gonna be here for all night if we start. Just like we don't start talking.
Okay, fine. All right. Getting into the screenshots at much urgency, courtesy of the Helios Aerospace, water has been found on Mars here at the Vallis Mariners site here. So basically, the discovery that we knew the Soviets had made previously and that had shared with Helios, they had made the deal to share 50% of it. So this is the news on here, the CNN of this timeline universe. It's called the National News Channel, CNN backwards. NNC, showing us that topographical, geological stuff. We see Karen and Dev here.
This is their only appearance in this entire episode.
Yeah, this is all we see of them in the whole episode. Is just this one little clip, along with the Russian space lady. And water on Mars has been found. The implications here, how they're going to planning to drill for it. This will matter
Why
later
did they
on.
have
in
a
the episode.
60s animation for this?
Like
Even
is
in
this-
the 90s, they didn't animate this like this.
Would this be hard to set up on like a drill like this on Mars on the very first mission?
Nah, you just call Bruce Willis. It's fine.
They don't know jack about drilling.
They don't know nothing about drilling.
And you get more of a sense of how big this reservoir is here under the surface, which is substantial. This is of course completely speculative. No, there's no indication that this necessarily exists on Mars, but in reality. But we see here the Soviet cosmonauts heading out to do their mission with Helios, and Soviet pretty boy here is kissing goodbye to Kelly Baldwin, his American NASA girlfriend.
Mars fling.
Are you invested in this relationship significantly, Jody?
Not even slightly.
Are you pulling for them?
No, I don't care.
Okay, just checking. We also hear in the news report.
Speaking of somebody else I don't care about.
Aleda, she's figured it out. She's figured out Margot's the mole.
No, she hasn't.
Not yet.
So she'll get there by the end of this episode. Here we hear from the voiceover that the Soviets are being like kicked out of NASA control here. I think partly because of Aleda. Like she kind of figured out that they couldn't trust them here, especially if they're not sharing the intelligence about the water with NASA. So there's this thing, and we see here that that there's a conversation here between Margot and Sergei.
Okay, I gotta ask you something. Am I supposed to feel like these two have a genuine connection? Because I feel they're literally two people talking in separate rooms when they talk.
I think you are. I think yes. I think that's the intent.
Am I supposed to? Do you guys feel this way? Like, is it just
a little?
me? And just
I
like
think this scene had me pretty emotional today. I thought it was pretty good.
Really?
I didn't.
I
actually
think
thought it was
Margot is like she has never had a relationship. This is the only relationship she's ever had. Like she's
it's more of a platonic relationship. It's not romantic.
Yeah,
really.
Kevin, could you give a damn?
I did when they started. The way they took this, though, no.
Yeah, they wrote it badly. They wrote it poorly.
Yeah, this whole thing, like, this could have been really.
What was so poor about it? What did I miss here, guys?
It doesn't feel real. Like it has this like it feels like a TV show scene. That's how I felt watching it. Like I don't like their relationship. I don't find it to be authentic. That's basically for me. Like, and maybe it's the actors, maybe it's the writing, but at first, yeah, I agree with everyone that it felt good. It felt like it was like coming together, and now it just feels like stilted. I feel like that's why it's ending. Like
you know what? I think you're right. They haven't spent any time on this really this season, and so we've gone from he's back to he's leaving.
They spent a whole episode on it, like where she was going up and down with him in the elevator over the years and all the flashbacks.
No.
And
was that this season?
Yes,
it wasn't good.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so then it's very forgettable then, Dave. Okay.
I remember
but Adam's right. There has been like 3-4 episodes in between then and now.
There's really also been like these time jumps where we've like jumped 2 years.
I know. Okay, but when it really mattered, when he's at Houston, they haven't done anything with them together.
No.
Well, she's trying to get him out. She at the end of the episode, she says, "I'm going to get you out. I'm going to." Remember that she was calling the general, and he was like, "Black Ops," so we can get the Black Ops and all these things. And she was going to help him, but he's like, "No, I'm being sent back to Moscow. I'm going back to the Gulag. Remember the Gulag where they work on his lungs and they're going to beat him up, and it's going to be bad for him."
Yeah, and she's just like, "Okay."
Well, she can't do it. Like she can't stop it. Like
can't do anything, really can't make a deal. Can't try. Can't even try.
She kind of tried.
I don't have a problem with the writing or the story in this. Like I think it's all interesting. I don't buy that they even like each other. I don't know if it, like Jeff said, I don't know if it's the actors or what, but I've never really.
There's no chemistry. There's no connection at all. Like it just doesn't feel like it's a genuine relationship in any stretch. Like
just a friendship.
Not even.
Sure.
It feels like a TV show. Friends. Like when they're on screen together, I'm watching a TV show right now. Like there's nothing like authentically real about the scene. Yeah. Like it's I don't know if it's the Russian actor more, but
they kind of yada-yada'd over the betrayal and all of that. Like we didn't really get much about that. Like I said, they just yada over it, and you need that to buy these emotions from these characters now.
Yeah, and like what's his name? Sergei, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
his character, like, it's only from Margot's point of view. Like, they really just want you to care about Margot in these scenes, and they really they shouldn't. Like, there should be more scenes with about Sergei, and like that Sergei should be a character unto himself. That's important, but he just feels like this bit player for Margot to have an emotional moment. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like the way they write it, you know. And if they had written some scenes with Sergei that were a lot more like pressure, like that worked. And I know they are in the show, but they're not good. They're not good. The Russian scenes they have with him are kind of like, oh, this is not. Who wrote this? What is this? You know. And then they go back to Margot, and they're like, don't you see the emotional impact Margot's having right now? It's like, well, I don't really care. You know, like. That's kind of like how I got.
Well, I have a different experience with it, I guess, guys. I don't know. But thanks for your perspective. Margot gets pretty sad here.
Does she?
She like.
But Dave, they could have made this way better. Like, you know, this is finally some emotion from this woman other than anger.
Yeah.
And they had her.
We can't sympathize with her at all because there's been no connection. Like,
yeah. But she just hides it into a pillow, and I found that weak. And I think it would have been really cool if they actually saw her secretary Emma come to the door and not come in, but just sort of hear the grief.
I feel about Margot like I feel about Tasha Yar. Okay, like yeah, she was in a season. Yeah, she died, but every time they bring her back up that she's dead, it's like I don't really care.
Emma's a traitor, don't you know? Look, sometimes secretaries turn; they have all the information.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, you know, I guess. Yeah, but how about just as on a human level? You know, he's a human being. It's going back.
No, I want her to burn.
What about Sergei?
Sergei?
Yeah.
He's already had the gulag. I think he's good.
Well, so you would spare him a second round of gulag.
I would. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're not. That's not happening.
Margot needs to be put down a whole bunch of pegs, and if it means her getting, betrayed by people and stuff, I'm all for it.
This is why you should like Aleda.
I should like Aleda, but I don't.
Or is it Aleda? I'm still confused.
It's Aleda.
Anyway. Margot gets really sad here. I thought it was pretty emotional. I thought it was pretty good, but it wasn't working for you guys. It's okay. So that is.
I think the actress did an okay job. I just have no feelings towards it because nothing happened in front of that at all.
Okay. Well, Bring It Down is the title card of the episode, alluding to the end when the rock face will, on Mars, when the cliff will fall on them and everything. Ed, as we head into the credits. As I mentioned, this episode written by Nicole Beatty, and directed by Dan Liu. We then come out of the credits into a House subcommittee hearing on NASA contracts, where we see good old Larry Wilson getting the degree about what shady deals he's making here, Jeff, with the Congress and the budget appropriations and the West Wing of it all, I guess here.
This is such a political TV show scene. Aaron Sorkin totally could have wrote this scene. Like, it's not as good as Aaron Sorkin.
No, it's like a poor man's Aaron Sorkin.
It's totally a poor man's Aaron Sorkin scene, and it's basically like, they're going through all these little intricacies, like you're corrupt because we have this, and it's then they have this like these little puns about the Jolly Green Giant and stuff, and like, the Pillsbury Doughboy, and I'm like, this is so like true to the way politics works. They laugh even though it's so stupid, what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. And so like I was like, this is real, this is a good scene, but I don't like it. I don't like these people, but that's the whole point.
This reminded me of that deposition scene in The Office.
Yeah, it's like we're not such a. We don't like Larry either, right?
No, I don't like Larry.
Larry's a kind of a scumbag, but in a different way. A worm, yeah, maybe is a better way of putting it. And then this guy's like, "Oh, I got some dirt on you, man." Like he's like, "Are you having an affair with a staffer?" Et cetera, and you are under oath. And what are you gonna do?
So, do you think that guy knows it's a gay thing? Or do you think he just thinks it's some aide, like some intern or something?
I don't know.
You know,
what
like a
he,
Bill Clinton
I
thing.
can't be too sure what specifics he knows, but I think
Yeah.
so. I think we can infer he does.
Well, where did the story come from, right? Like,
Yeah. And so Larry is feeling the pinch here. He lies under oath about it. He says, I don't know what you're talking about. Never heard of any of that. It's all fake. Me and Ellen are.
also, I always find it funny when characters like this are worried about lying to Congress as a felony when they run they're part of the presidency of the United States.
Yeah.
Like, who are committing
You're also
crimes.
married to the president who can also pardon you. So
Yeah, no one
But-
can pardon you, and two, they're committing crimes guaranteed around the world
all the time. Yeah.
with no oversight, really. And they're worried about lying to Congress. Like
Back in the
I
90s, there was this. Remember the whole Bill Clinton scandal? Why was that a thing, right?
Yeah, and what happened?
Nothing
Nothing.
happened.
Nothing. Monica Lewinsky had her life ruined. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They ruined a 19-year-old girl's life for
Yeah.
Yeah, but in terms of like the historical consequences of it all, nothing. And like,
no, nothing.
but it's I guess because they're still in their first term and they're trying to win re-election. I guess those are the consequences that they're concerned with. Anyway, we see Larry talking to the staffer who we saw at the end of the last episode give that confession to his friend from college. We find out who is probably a reporter.
So
or
so
something.
Larry is the chief of staff, right? Or is he just the first husband?
He's just
or
the
the
first
first-
gentleman, but
first gentleman.
but he seems to be very influential, in the role, like compared to maybe a first lady would be.
So I wish we would see the chief of staff involved in this as well.
He kind of operates as the chief of staff. That's kind
Yeah.
of the role
Yeah.
he plays.
He feels like he is filling that role because and the vice president is constantly there, and I feel like the vice president is also kind of filling that role a lot of the time. But obviously that
He's being handled very like they handle him like he's never just walking in by himself.
yeah. We find out that this aide he's just not having a thing here with Larry. He has legitimate feelings. And basically, Larry's throwing him under the bus. Larry's like, you need to call up your friend, deny everything, check yourself into rehab, whatever you have to do to put the distance here. I'm cutting you loose, basically. And not only is it a dick thing to do, but I think this guy's hurt by Larry's insensitivity.
Well, he should have squealed.
Yeah. Squealed, and he's, Larry out of a job. No, not Larry, the aide, whatever his name is. So it hits the tabloids here. We see in the Houston Sun, parched. Wilson misses out on the.
No, not that story. That's
Oh.
this is the Helios.
This is about the Helios water thing. Sorry, you're right. This is the party at Jimmy's, or I guess it's the Stevens household. So Jimmy lives with
Amber.
Danny's wife, Amber, and the daughter. Like, is that because Danny's on Mars, and did Jimmy agree to do this, or was this already the case, you think? It seems
I'm
like-
I
not
don't
sure.
know.
It seemed weird. to
Maybe
me.
he doesn't even live there. Maybe he's just using the backyard.
No, he does, because Amber later on, when she calls that message to Danny that Danny barely focuses on, she's like, he won't come out of his room, et cetera, et
Oh,
cetera.
okay.
So he does stay here. And so anyway, the friends that Jimmy met at the protest a couple episodes ago are here. They're playing cornhole. It looks like here with Jimmy. They're talking about how all they
I'm
hate
not very
NASA.
familiar with Budweiser brands, but what is Bud Dry?
This is the driest of the Bud.
Bud's mostly
Buddy.
water anyway, isn't it?
I don't think Bud Dry is a thing, is it?
No, it's like Molson Dry is a thing, but no.
It might have been a thing way back, but
maybe
Maybe,
Or
maybe it's a
it's the actual
timeline
universe.
divergence. This is
Yeah.
another difference.
right.
Anyway, so we find but I don't know. I guess these like
It was introduced in 1989, Dave.
Was it?
all right.
No.
It was known for its crisp, less sweet flavor, but it was discontinued in 2010.
Okay, let's be real. It didn't have any flavor. Budweiser doesn't taste like anything.
I think Adam should do all like if we ever have commercials, he'll read them. He'll be like, "It's known for its dry, crisp flavor." I'm like, ooh, that sounds good. I think I want that.
Why ask why? Try Bud Dry.
There you go. I like it. They're all like laughing here at Jimmy's jokes or whatever while they're having Bud Dry. Then Amber comes home with the baby, and the friends see and Taylor Drearden, I think her name is, the Cranston. She's getting up there with the Danny Stevens baby, which Amber seems a little uncomfortable with. She's not super comfortable with.
She's like,
Jimmy's
get away
new
from
friends.
my baby. I don't know you.
Get away from my baby.
Which fair enough.
And this Jimmy guy, we loving Jimmy. Is Jimmy like everyone's favorite character so far? Like if we remember the Stevens.
Oh
family?
God, they need to change his hair. Holy!
I don't ever know anybody with this hair because it seems like he's bald under the hair, but not
He's like-
quite.
He's like
We're all bald under the hair.
Well,
That's
it looks like a hair piece, I guess is what I mean. Like, it means like it's like a thing
Yeah.
that's just kind of sitting on top of his
I
head.
think he
He's like
has
the
a
first-
receding
He's like
hairline.
the first gentleman. He's bald. Like he looks the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway,
He's got a
like,
Soundgarden shirt on.
yeah, he's into Soundgarden. I don't know. So he's being worked over here by Taylor Durden, who is like kind of like being nice to him, and this is they want to use Jimmy for access to NASA facilities. They're kind of like I don't know. I even felt this on the first watch of things. They're kind of like a domestic terrorist group who hates NASA. I guess is what they are. So anyway. Back to space and to Mars. Helios' base here at the bottom of this rock cliff. But Danny, he's getting his, different kind of
Does
rocks.
anybody else think NASA wouldn't be stupid enough to put a base right near a thing, or any space agency for that matter?
They're
Jody-
looking for the water.
There is so much wrong with this. Like, first of all, you got drugs available to the crew anytime they want to go take it.
Mhm.
Well, he's second in command though. He probably has access to it.
This also isn't military. This is
That's
just
true.
some
Oh,
company.
Helios.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is a private organization. For all everybody has keys to the safe.
Yeah, Danny's doing a lot of pills here. Everyone seems to know he's doing the pills, but no one's like locking up the meds for some reason. Like, it's one thing if he's getting away with this, but I don't even know how he is like getting away with this because everyone seems to know what's happening. They show his eyes.
Well, even
dilating.
Ed, like you get later on when he talks to him, you get the impression that Ed has known for a while, and it's like, why is he
Yeah,
letting him do this stuff?
I don't know. Like,
Doesn't know who he is, what his last name is.
Yeah, I
but
guess.
Ed goes from like super Mr. Nice Guy to super dickhead like really fast. There's not a lot of like in between.
He got that
here.
training from being a parent.
I guess so. As we have this is the Helios Soviet like joint mission briefing here. So we got Ed and the Soviet commander like giving their thing, and then like Danny like walks into the meeting all stoned, and Ed says like, "Hey Danny, what's up?" Oh yeah,
Well, and he's staring at the coffee maker or something. Like he's staring at this one light
Well,
that's going on. in
Yeah, and Ed's talking to him. It references like, Stevens, you're supposed to do this, and he never gets his attention.
yeah. And Danny's just staring at the lights. Ed's starting to he told Karen in the private message, I think Danny doesn't know what it takes. I wonder what the crew like the rest of the crew doesn't seem too impressed with Danny either. And Ed must see him as a liability,
No, but he's second in command, so they're not gonna
say
it's
anything.
kind of hard to be jumping on him.
Don't you feel like Danielle Poole is like the best commander? She called everything. She knows.
I don't know what your fascination with Poole is, but you know what? She's sitting on her ass right now because of some of the command decisions she made.
Yeah, but really, what? Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
Well, the number one, her being the one that had to go back wasn't really her decision, I guess. But they lost lives, so she has accountability for that. And then on top of that, you have a private organization that beats her to Mars because of that. So she's on the shit end of the stick, but she
landed first, Jody.
Well, oh yeah, that's right. Oh, hold on. No, I'm confused. Come back to me.
Well, okay, but like in this mission, because they're not part of the water
okay.
mission, we see here that like it's just the it's Danielle and her three other crew members, Kelly, Tyler, and defector dog guy, right? And they're all here having like food in silence, just eat, because there was that big blow up with Defector Dog and Tyler at the last episode. And then, they're here having their ready to eat meals, not talking to each other in silence. I think she's the best commander of these three, but she's not perfect. She has her flaws.
She has a trouble with confidence. That's it. She's fine with making decisions, but when she's challenged, she has a hard time smacking that down.
Right.
And sometimes you need to just do that. Not bargain, not explain, just be like, no, this is the way it is, and that's it.
Right. Do you
and
think
she doesn't seem to have the ability to do that.
Yeah. Well, do you think she should have done anything here with like this whole Defector Dog Tyler situation and try to bring some something back to her crew so that they're at least working together as a team?
Show that that won't be that is not acceptable.
Well, they
So
can't.
I think that's coming, Dave. It might you guys have all watched ahead. I don't know what's going on.
I can't remember.
But I feel like she's going to have to come and save the day here.
Well, I just think that they're going to have to work as a team. There's only 4 of them left, and if they don't come together, they're very likely going to die. I think they're taking like survival here on Mars a little bit for granted. I think it's like a big theme here is like it's not the moon. You're a lot further away from Earth. You can't just go back anytime you want. You're kind of on an island here. So until you can, there's only every so many months where you're close enough even to go home.
But Dave, if you're asking me who's the better commander, it is her, because Ed just got all of those people fucking killed on Mars by leaving Danny in charge of anything.
Well, he technically left Buddy in charge, the other guy, the one with the dog.
Steven shouldn't have been doing anything.
He shouldn't even. No, you're right. I agree. Like they should have. And that guy was an idiot for even like taking his eye off Danny for 10 seconds while he did.
Yeah,
go get Danny to do whatever numbers he was doing. Go get Danny to do that. Like
you have the con, and then he leaves.
Yeah, and he doesn't even listen in. He's like he was negligent as well. But
sure.
I'm sure their headsets can be patched in for passive listening as well.
Yeah.
Now we have. There's this whole conversation here with Kelly and her Soviet boy toy, where
don't care
she's
about
like,
this either.
they're it's lovey-dovey until he mentions that he is going with them to drill into the water, and she does not like it because she's not convinced there are no microbial life forms in the water, and therefore she wants to not be allowed to drill and not kill something. And he, her boyfriend here, he's not able to talk about it, but Kelly gets very angry with him and hangs up on him. So here's the problem I have with this. What's Kelly's rank? Her rank? She's not high.
At best, she's a mission specialist.
She's like probably the most one of the most junior members of the mission, actually.
And she goes to an alternate organization's leader, which happens to be her dad, and basically gives him shit for this.
Well, it is life on another planet. It's life on another planet. It's kind of a big deal.
Well, wait. We barely talk about this in this episode. Any episode, you've been on fucking Mars now for a week, or for whatever, how many weeks, and we're not doing anything.
Her whole purpose for being there
drives me crazy. This is about Margot and Nas. I mean, Russians and Danny Stevens.
The problem with this show is literally everybody doesn't do it.
Like it's just a disaster show right now. Like it's 47 minutes of crap for actually 57 minutes for 5 minutes of good stuff. I don't understand.
Okay. Jody, you were saying?
Almost. Adam was saying.
I don't necessarily disagree.
I don't disagree with Adam at all. I think Adam is spot on, and I don't want him to be mad at me.
I think they're a little too focused on maybe the relationships. I agree with that. I think that
I don't give a fuck about her. I really don't. She is literally one of the least people I give a shit about.
Kelly's pretty far down my list too, even though she's a bald one. But
I care about this chick's husband, soon to be ex-husband. I guess they must be.
I guess they split up. Leda and her.
They're both wearing wedding rings still, though.
They're still wearing their wedding. They might work it out. I don't know. But her dad's not doing so well. He needs nurses and full-time watching. And anyway, but she brought all her Leda brought all her findings, her suspicions about the Soviets stealing her, engine design plans and everything else. To
What does
her...
he do for a living? Because he's talking about like Galatian like curves and stuff, which is very high in mathematics.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't clear on what he, but he
Yeah,
was
I
able to
don't
look
know
at
if
this with
they've
some
ever
kind of
told
level
us
of
what he does.
credibility.
I was more
Anyway.
interested in what he does for a living.
I felt like he was a journalist or something, but I didn't really know. Anyway, so they're here to like exchange their son basically in the custody, and there's talking about her relationship. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't want to get too disaster here for Adam with the relationship stuff. We should.
Hey, I'm the resident Leda hater.
That's
And I'll
true.
tell
he
you
is.
that this is not a good
I
scene.
don't really. This was actually marginally interesting because I'd love to see Margot come down.
Well,
I
Aleda's
want
working
Margot
up
to
to
go
it.
down. Yeah.
Aleda's working up to it.
Yeah, he
Anyways.
puts
Margot's
in her head
fine.
that it could be someone above her.
Yeah,
not
she was
someone
like,
below her.
until this point, the main point of this scene, other than what's going on in Leda's personal life, is that he puts the idea in her head that it could be
Not
somebody
necessarily somebody below
above you, not somebody below you, because that until now, Leda's only thought of in that.
This girl is a very smart woman too. You would think at this point she would have already went through that logic, but
No, she hasn't considered that. So she looks at the plans and then she starts looking at who's above her. And at first I was like, okay, we see Bill's name here, right? He was the original chief engineer of the design.
how come everybody has a name on here, but the office of director just doesn't have?
I guess the office of director, it reports up to the office of director, which is a whole other department. Like, I know a little bit about flow charts. I've never really flexed that,
Yeah.
guys, to you.
I was
but,
confused by this.
I know some
I'm
stuff.
glad you haven't, because that's boring as fuck.
Yeah, I would have hated to have feel so inadequate.
All right. Hey, you guys want to know about my flowchart skills? Pretty snazzy.
You guys
See how
made fun.
flow charts work.
By the way,
Is that-
they don't call it an org chart; they call it a proportion design chart.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to flex that either. But thanks, Adam. So, just keeping it sort of in the vernacular. Anyway, the next scene here. Who's this? Margaret Thatcher?
Oh,
No.
No.
I don't know who this is.
Yeah, Fleur de Lis.
Is it? Oh no, it's
Roosevelt, right?
it's Eleanor Roosevelt, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
that's a better
why do they keep
guess.
focusing on her? What's that?
Because
Like,
she was like the first female, like most famous leader, I would say, in American
She
history.
was,
So that's why she's in the office, in the Oval Office. For that reason.
she's a woman leader that had a lot of agency. Like she.
Well,
kinda-
she also had she had a radio show. I think it was called. I'm gonna look that up. Okay.
Yes, I think you're right.
Anyway, so this is the conversation with Ellen and her husband about him not keeping it in his pants for the first term, which was apparently their agreement.
This scene I enjoyed because
Me
it's
too.
just two political
Yeah, two
scoundrels
assholes.
giving each other shit about
Yeah, for
their
being
own-
assholes.
for being assholes. And it was like, again, I was like, this is such a true scene to politics. Like, this is how
Yeah,
these
and
people actually
she's
talk to
giving
each
him
other.
hell like she's holier than thou, and it's like,
Yeah.
you're just as bad as him.
But then he starts going on about how hard it's been for him and how he's
Oh,
had
yeah.
to give up so much, and it was just like,
And you're just like, wow, both of these people are douchebags.
It's like you're sitting in the Oval Office, the most powerful people in the world, and you're going about how tough life is for you. Boo hoo. You know?
Yeah,
Come on,
life is
give me a
very hard.
break.
Well, and in this exchange, Larry kind of says that everyone gives everything up for you, Ellen, including Pam. And he goes, no, Pam left me for boring as fuck lady, whatever her name was. No one remembers. And
Blah.
blah, blah, as Heather would say.
Meryl.
And this is where Ellen goes, no, you told me that she left me. Because Pam left the letter, but Larry kind of knew the truth. Although you never see Pam explicitly tell Larry this. Larry just kind of knew and kind of kept that.
This
to himself.
also
No,
is not
Larry
Larry's
is-
fault.
Larry is an
No.
A1 manipulator. He knew.
He knew.
that conversation with Pam was designed to make her leave.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Well, that's
Because he knew that she was his ticket. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yes.
Anyway,
These guys are both diabolical and terrible. I don't like either one of them.
right.
I
But
used to love her.
I think we're meant to sympathize more with Ellen.
Oh, we are 100%.
I do
Oh.
more than I do with Larry. But
Oh,
they're
yes.
both
But not
But-
much.
not great.
But she just lies to herself. Like she's just
Yeah.
like, you know, like her whole thing is like maybe in like this. Like I think we're trying to get to this point in this episode where it's like Ellen's going, "Oh, why did, you know, this is the whole reason I did this was because I couldn't have Pam." But it's like, no, that's not true. You know,
No.
I think you know that's what's spelled out in this episode. It's like, no, you did this because like that's you're good at it, and it's what you wanted to do. You didn't want to admit to yourself that you wanted to do it. You know. You wanted to lie to yourself that you wanted to be with Pam, but you didn't really want to be with Pam. Because if you really wanted to be with Pam, you would have forgoed all of this access.
She
and
wanted
talking-
both, but in terms of what her priority was, yeah, she wanted the job and she wanted the power, and she, you know, there was no.
He's
stopping
right
her.
at the end when he says like we knew what you wanted.
We all
Like,
knew
there
where this
no
was
way.
going, one way or the
Yeah.
other. So in
Yeah.
Larry's mind, yeah, like he knew and he manipulated it, but it was going to play out that way anyway in his mind. So that's
Yeah.
how he justifies it.
It was up to her to go, I don't want this. It was up to her. you
And
know?
she kept saying that in like last season, like I'm giving it up, But meanwhile, we see her like getting promoted by Ronald Reagan and jumping right in there, 100%, you know, and taking over from Tom. And it's kind of, you know, I don't know. There's a lot all to that, but I buy here that Ellen kept this secret because it's only her and Pam know about their relationship, and Larry, and I can buy that you can keep that a secret. But Larry had a lot of flings over the years, you know, and I feel like it's unlikely that all of that never came up or was any. This is the first time this has become a scandal for him.
We eventually found out about J. Edgar Hoover being a cross-dresser, you know, and he was running the FBI for like 50 years, you know, but we eventually found out about that, and he controlled all the information, you know, like, so just, yes, it would have come out for sure.
Yeah, sooner or later, I guess. Anyway, over at NASA is the next scene as we see the statue here of the Stevens, our favorite statue, if you didn't know.
Okay, well, they obviously didn't take that granite block that it's sitting on.
No.
It's a granite block here in the front entrance. Like everyone can see. It's in front of these windows. Like, how would you steal this and get away with it? There's
You
no
wouldn't
way.
even be able. You wouldn't even be able to lift it.
Look at the street here.
Those five people
Truck
would
and a
not. Have,
hitch.
Yeah.
Even at night. I get at night there's no people around, but like it just doesn't make sense.
There's
Adam,
going to
you're not
be
going to get a
spot-
truck up those stairs. There's no way. There's no way.
Well, you got a really long chain.
You're making so much noise at that.
So
Fast
point.
and Furious
Somebody
five
Sure,
should be
you
like,
could
"What
do
the-"
it, but then you're gonna have like a high speed chase while you have a statue in the back of your flatbed. Anyway, and
People
here
steal ATMs that way.
we're reminded that
No, it's not
her
NASA. You're not taking it from like NASA. You're taking it from a convenience store.
the
Yeah, which probably
anti-NASA
has more
terrorist
cameras.
lady here. Her character's name is Sunny, as played by Taylor Sheridan. She says, "Oh, like what's so weird to make a statue of your parents, even though they didn't die on the moon, because that was all fake, right? That was all made up." And now Jimmy is buying more into that narrative. Then we have the lady here at the front desk reading a People Weekly about Alzheimer's. Ronald Reagan shown to have Alzheimer's. Something about Mike Myers. Anyway, basically,
I was
Jimmy
reading
and
the OJ thing up at the top.
OJ
I think Mark was
caught
right.
Mark Furman, the world's. I don't know. It's hard, it's
Luckiest
blurry.
girl turns 10.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I think those are different stories.
Oh, okay. maybe.
Anyway, so this lady reading the People at the front, she lets basically Jimmy and Sonny in to the building because he's space royalty, as he'll be called here, being the son of the statue people, and he of course she's the girlfriend now. She's playing the role of his girlfriend. Because it allows them to get even further in, because it's more plausible. I'm showing my girlfriend around, where my parents worked. Back at Mars, we also have Danny Stevens watching a video here from Amber. Amber mostly communicating how she's worried about Jimmy, that Jimmy's distance.
I like how the
yells.
crack is still in the screen, by the way. That's good.
Yeah, from him punching it.
Yeah.
This is the only time. I mean, I don't know about future episodes, but where we actually get Amber having a real scene, and she doesn't even get to talk to anybody. She gets to talk to the camera. That's the only time she actually like it has a personality, or like
She's
actually
supposed to be the quiet homemaker, right? Like
right,
that's-
but she's still a person with agency and like has eyes and ears. You know what I mean? Like it's the only time where we actually like get to see any sort of actual real person out of her character, which I thought was weird. You know?
Yeah, it's mostly because, but Danny clearly doesn't give a damn about anything in this conversation. He doesn't even seem to be focusing it on at all. Like anything about his brother, any of that doesn't matter to him. He's just staring here at the screen, and then Ed like comes up behind him and like freaks him out. He's like, "How you doing, champ? You ready to go out? I'll be in my second chair on the next mission." Like, I don't know why. Why isn't Ed having his first pep talk here at this moment? Why does the dog have to die for it to come to that, guys?
Because fuck that dog. That little stupid dog. Fuck that thing. Even if I wasn't high, I would have smashed that thing. Somebody brings that to Mars. Are you kidding me? Why don't you bring a Tickle Me Elmo to go with it? Like, we'll all kill ourselves.
They haven't come out yet. This is 1995.
This is how you cause
Exactly,
space madness.
Oh, here's the dog.
This is how you do it.
Should have been a Furby. That would have been very 90s.
Still, you're too early. We need Cabbage Patch doll. Too early.
Teddy Ruxpin
Teddy Ruxpin, maybe. Yeah.
with a Metallica tape in it.
This guy with the dog, and he's talking to the Cuban cosmonaut. She doesn't seem too impressed with him. No one should be impressed with this guy. He was, he did put the server into safe mode, Jody, and he did get the control of the ship back for Ed. But since then, and he did a pretty good alien like face hugger bursting.
He did do that good impression. Yeah.
But he's hit and miss. Otherwise, this guy, he's got the little dog that's annoying. He wants us to like it and think it's cute. I don't like this dog either. I'm with Kevin. I think I'm with Daddy.
You're not with Danny. You would never stomp the shit out of
I
it.
wouldn't stomp it, but
I would.
I understand the annoyance.
I like that. I would.
If I had said put it away, keep it away from me, and it came at me again, yep, definitely. Just stomped it. It's not alive.
I'd like to think I wouldn't do that.
Not an
but I think
animal lover,
realistically,
Kevin?
I think I would.
I am.
An animal.
That is not an animal, as Danny says.
Well, at least Daddy gets one thing right. Broken clocks right
Yeah,
twice a day.
look, beyond the dog and all that, it's something that gives the rest of the crew joy. And he's
Yes.
taking that fun away.
He's destroying joy.
Yeah, but he's having a great time himself. And all the ups. I mean, this is a downer moment here for Danny.
Oh, the worse he looks, the more he looks like Gordo. Like,
Yeah.
And that
Casting is amazing.
that receptionist at NASA was telling Jimmy that she looked like Gordo.
Yeah, and I'm like, are you blind?
not really.
Jimmy looks more like Tracy.
No,
Yeah.
Jimmy looks like Gordo when he was at his worst.
Yeah.
You know, what do you mean?
Whereas Danny at his worst looks like Gordo at his best.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yeah.
That ought to tell you something.
The conversation here with Kelly and Ed about whether he's going to kill life on the first person to kill life on another planet. That's might be Ed's new distinction here, according.
and
to
then she
Kelly.
hangs up on him. Oh, I'm mad at you.
Like she did on her boyfriend
place.
earlier. This is how she gets what she wants by just hanging up on people. Which is say this is the end of this conversation.
It's super
That guy
professional.
took you in. That guy took you in. And this is how you treat him? Whatever.
Like I think if you really care about this, you wouldn't hang up. You would keep arguing it until at least he agrees with you.
Exactly.
But she's just like because he's like your science is not necessarily accepted universally, and he has all these objections, and she doesn't like those things.
Yeah.
So
and it's because her whole purpose for being on this mission is this.
is to
And
just to stick it to her dad.
No. Maybe, but what the point is, the only reason she's on Mars is to find this life. Like her whole thing with Antarctica, the whole reason she got Danny to accept to take her was because of this, instead of taking a botanist, which actually was probably would have been a lot more useful than taking her.
Well, it depends. Maybe it will come down to might find life, microbial life on Mars. That might be a thing here. But first, the dog is back, everyone, and he's annoying Danny. It's it's coming at him, it's taunting him. Even they like is this Danny turning heel here? Basically, he's just
He did that quite some time ago.
Well, he's
Yeah.
solidifying it
He's
here.
been heel all season.
He kills this poor fake dog, everyone. Stunning the
They can
crew.
rebuild him.
They have some
They have the
engineers present.
technology.
It's not like they don't have some pretty smart people present. But yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, this is getting weird."
I like Microscope Guy though. Microscope Guy's like, ooh, that ain't good.
Microscope
Honestly,
guy.
in reality, if this was reality, everyone would have cheered.
Probably, yeah.
Microscope
I
guy
secretly
is
didn't like it either. Fuck that
happy
thing.
to be out of this. Yeah, one way or the other. But this guy does care. It brought him joy, and it's been destroyed here. Danny just walks away. He goes, "What the hell's wrong with you?" That's a loaded question, Danny thought.
He's like, Karen Baldwin broke up with me 15
Yeah.
years ago, and I haven't gotten over it.
Yeah, 12 years ago, I had sex with Karen Baldwin at the bottom of the outpost, and I can't move on. Like, what? You're on Mars, bud. Anyway, Jimmy coming here with Taylor. No, Sunny is her known. She's like, she wants to go into like Margot's office, but she's not allowed in there. She's trying to figure out what she has access to, what's here. Jimmy doesn't really know. Jimmy never really cared anytime he ever came here. He wasn't really into it. There's an astronaut meeting room, and Sunny's like, let's just go on in there. And there's a bunch of astronauts there staring at Jimmy, but because he's, the son of Danny and Tracy, he can kind of get around here as just a normal visitor without raising too much suspicion. Space royalty. They want to get one of the badges, and so Sunny has this idea to go up to the break table where they keep the snacks for the astronauts.
If this is a lanyard, why is this guy not wearing it?
Well, he took it off.
Did he
to get
take
some
it off
snack.
to make coffee? Was he
He-
worried it was going to get caught or something?
Yes, he
Like,
was worried his coffee was going to get caught on his lanyard, and it was going to, or maybe it was on. What was the banana cake thing they were eating here? Banana Twins,
Banana Twins by Little Debbie.
Debbie's.
I don't know if those are real or not. I know Little Debbie is, but
she found out the finer points about the Banana Twins, like kind of like a Twinkie, but maybe with more of a banana flavor. Anyway, she spills them on the ground, and she tries to get Jimmy to steal his badge here. She's like, "Look, steal his badge. Take it from him." And Jimmy
Banana
can't do
twins
it.
are real, Dave.
Huh?
oh,
Banana
Well,
twins are real.
I believe they're real. I never had one or seen
I've
one.
never
but,
had one either.
But they, that's what you would have for astronauts.
Made by Little Debbie.
Made by Little Debbie.
I'm trying to
Anyway.
figure out the boxes of Snickers. Like, what the hell's going on there? So those are Snickers for sure, but they're not like in a wrapper. They're
Are
like
mini
a
stickers
box.
in there?
It's like a box. It almost looks like a M&M box or something.
Like no,
Or
but do you think it's like
Snickers.
mini Snickers inside that box?
I don't know.
I think that's what it is. I
I'm
think there's
concerned.
little mini Snickers inside that box. That might be the most interesting part of this episode.
Everyone knows Commander Rossi keeps the
It's
really
the
good
biggest
snacks.
mystery.
The guy
It's the most well-written dialogue.
that guy walks away from that conversation so confused with Sunny here. She just knocked over like this thing of things in front of him, and then got him to help him pick him up. The Commander Rossi, remember him from last season? He was the commander of Jamestown. He's here. Sunny has her banana cake, banana twins, if you will. And Commander Rossi shows Jimmy the memorial board that's been put up here, not to also honor the 25th anniversary of the first class of female astronauts at NASA, as was depicted in the third episode of the first season, Nixon's Women. Jimmy sees here, of course, his mom being one of those first 4 women who graduated. We see Molly Cobb. We see Danielle. Who's
Fake
the other one?
news.
Oh, Alan, of course. Yeah.
Nothing. I was just saying because they don't believe anything happened. It's all fake news.
It's all fake. This is all fake, or some of it's fake. I don't know what the conspiracy theorists believe, but dear Mrs. Steven, yeah, this letter that like a card that Tracy received once about how she was so inspired, and Jimmy's starting to actually feel good about maybe his mom and his her memory here. Is he's looking at this and talking to Commander Rossi. At least I thought that's what it felt like. Anyway, but eventually, Commander Rossi.
Hey, go back to. Oh, one more. Oh, okay. It's the Jamestown patch. I was like, oh, that's an interesting patch.
Yeah, it's weird that he's still
for the
with it, though.
Jamestown lunar base.
He's not on Jamestown at the moment.
No, but it's one of his missions.
One thing he did.
But it's like your current mission, isn't it? On the shoulder.
Well, if he has a current mission,
He's wearing his old uniform.
Yeah.
He's wearing his old uniform.
or he's a fragment of his imagination.
We see here that Sunny left. She left Jimmy here, but Jimmy then reveals he stole the key card of Commander Rossi, Alexander Rossi, as he's known, which she's very thrilled with. Then in the next scene, we have a recorded conversation here with Ellen and Larry, and the senator talking to Ellen about she can't support her jobs bill, her beautiful legislation that she worked so hard to get to the White House for. It might be falling apart. I don't care about this really either. Like, I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then here comes,
Here comes the bootlicker.
this guy. Who's this guy supposed to be, Jeff? Like this political guy.
He's basically like the Karl Rove. He's their political
Karl
strategist.
Rove.
He's like
Yeah,
their
that's-
political strategist.
And who was Karl Rove? If you can, he was a
Karl
political
Rove was
strategist?
George W. Bush's. He was like the Steve Bannon of George W.
Yeah.
Bush's time. Like, basically, these are like their little fixers. They come in and they figure out how to politically maneuver the public and DC.
Figure out how to,
That's
bring
that's
down
what-
the issues.
There's really no job title. It doesn't really matter. The correct term is fixer, because that's what they are. They're like the wolf in Pulp Fiction.
The Wolf in Pulp Fiction. The vice president has brought this guy in to help out with Larry. He doesn't have a conspiracy here, and they just tell him, like, it's not true. It's all made up. Me and Ellen are happily married, for decades here, over 20 years, and so there's nothing to fix, Jeff. All they got to do.
Exactly. Yeah, they just got to sell that to the public, and then everyone else is crazy. That'll be easy.
But we see here that Ellen's having a bit of a crisis of conscience, as they say. As she's holding Larry's hand throughout this discussion, and then later on she's here in her limo, and she's looking at her hand and her wedding ring, and she all of a sudden has like this impulse to redirect. She was supposed to go to some like political fundraiser, and she says, "No, take me to Andrews Air Base. She's going to see Pam. Is where she's going."
It was the same look she had when she told Deke about herself.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. And so anyway, she's on her way to see Pam. She's got to figure this out. So then we come back to Mars, and now Ed has found out about the dead toy dog, and Ed is not happy. Everyone.
There is some things Ed will not tolerate, and that is one of them.
That is one of them.
Ed has put up with
Most
a lot
other
here.
things, like for instance, raiding the OxyContin stash, he's cool with that. He's cool with doing speed all the time.
Yeah.
He's cool with beating his kids, and
He
phones.
won't abide destroying a dog or not being able to ride a bike immediately.
Exactly.
Those are the two things he just cannot
You
stand.
do either one of those things, you're on Ed's bad list for sure.
Especially if you're the same age as his kid would have been, and
I think the heart, like, it's not even I disagree with a lot of what Ed's saying, but the fact that he does it in front of the entire crew here felt like a huge jump and a leap from where they were like 2 scenes ago, and where Ed seemed to be at with Danny. Like, it's not that Danny doesn't deserve it; it's just the way that
He's
Ed
giving
goes
him the
about it.
Gordo treatment. Remember, he did this to Gordo
he did
too,
this
and
to
it
Gordo
fixed
as
him
well.
right up.
He didn't do it when he did that with Gordo. He didn't do it in front of people. It was just him and Gordo
No.
at that time.
Yeah.
So Ed can be like the commander of the station and this leader and all this stuff, and then he turns this macho, suck it up, boyo, and fix yourself.
Yeah.
be a man.
Be a man.
He
Yeah,
learned
man.
everything from raising his son.
Well, that's and but what about Kelly? Kelly's got some issues with him too.
Kelly's just a pain in the
Look,
ass.
he's prickly, but he's smushy on the inside.
He's mushy on the inside.
There you
Mushy.
go. He's a big bear. He's a big bear.
He's a big bear. The whole crew is like really like, I don't know. I guess Ed has to do this almost to show that crew. But then Danny starts talking back. He says, "Okay, boss," or whatever, and says,
Whatever.
"Sir." Whatever. What about sir? And then Danny really starts turning into a little bit more defiant here. Right after Ed says, "I'll like confine you to quarters until we come back to Earth." Basically, just Danny in his room.
I have to say,
Which he should have done right there.
Yeah.
I have to say, being called boss is one of the most demeaning things.
Oh,
I don't
it
know.
is absolutely ridiculous.
I hate when people call me boss or like,
Me too.
hey boss. I'm just like, fuck you. Like, and I think that's what starts this whole argument is that he calls him boss to like try to be like, it's a little bit of an F you back, from Danny. But like, I think just Ed's like, huh? What happened to sir?
Yeah, and then it escalates even further here, and then all of a sudden, like, basically Ed is pushing Danny to the point where, like, any man would fight Ed,
right?
But
Yes.
somehow Danny doesn't. Danny,
Ed's putting him in his place.
Ed's like, I'm taller.
I'm sure that's really what's going on here. But yeah.
Ed's not backing down. Ed's ready for the fight. It's like
I will kick your ass all the way out the airlock. But
well, remember how on the moon when they were fighting, like wasn't it Gordo and Ed had a fight and like they were throwing each other around the base? And, like, that would be like that again here on Mars. A little less so. But
I don't think Danny would stand much of a chance, to be honest.
no, not in the condition he's in right now. Anyway, but
Ed's like 30 years older. Than
Ed doesn't need to punch Gordo, or not Gordo. It's Danny. Danny heads into after the whole scene breaks. He goes into the washroom here, and he basically starts punching himself in the face. And so, no fight needed. Guys.
How could this possibly end badly?
I don't know. I feel like we need an intervention for Danny.
I think he needs a typewriter.
All right. Well, the next scene here, back in Houston, the director of NASA's. This is Margot's office. Aleda is confronting Margot, saying,
I hate this fake entrance too. Were you guys pissed off when you saw this? You're like, she goes in like, and you think, oh, she's going after Margot now.
Oh yeah, she's like, I know who did it.
Yeah.
And Margot has like this moment of fear, thinking like it's going to be.
Oh,
her,
Margot just clams up. She's like, oh shit, right?
Margot keeps thinking that the walls are coming. Like she's gonna get found out. She's gonna get discovered, and she's gonna lose everything. Right?
She's gonna be hung.
And but so Aleda thinks it's Margot's secretary or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, it must be. Look at the financial. I had her financial records. I had her.
I really loved Margot's laugh when she said it was the secretary. Like, it was so hearty. Like, that is just absurd. She's even if it wasn't me, I wouldn't. If it wasn't me, I still wouldn't think it was her.
yeah. Never.
It was kind of like you're so off.
You're so off here, but I can't tell you, right?
You're off, but you go right ahead. You think that. Yeah.
So Margot tries ordering Aleda to stand down on this, to give it up. Aleda keeps pushing for it, and Margot says, "Maybe you need a leave of absence. Maybe you need to take some time off. Whatever the hell it is. I told you to leave this alone, right?"
That's how Aleda knows.
Yeah, eventually,
she says there. Yeah, she says, "When does Margot Madison give anyone a break?"
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, give me a break on this. And so Aleda ends up leaving the office kind of in silence after Margot threatens her indirectly.
And she sees the person she's accusing.
Yeah, that's the secretary and whatever else. And so Aleda leaves.
I did like the scene with her walking through the laundry, though.
Yeah, Aleda heads to the elevator here and like has this moment. Like, she's still processing it all. I think it's when she finally gets to the lobby. That's kind of when
she looks
really
over
knows.
and sees her picture.
And she looks at the portrait of Margot there, and then she kind of really knows here. She's heading down the elevator through the lobby, and then looks there and goes, "It's Margot. Margot's the one." Or maybe it's Ellen Wilson. Perhaps she's giving the secrets to the Russians. That would be a problem. Yeah, it's Margot. Margot's the one. Margot's the mole. What will Aleda do about it?
Her husband figured it out. It wasn't Aleda.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? Well, for those who haven't seen it yet, what do you think she's gonna do? Does she go to Margot or does she go above Margot?
Goes the general. No,
I think she's gonna
don't go to him. Like,
Black
Okay,
Ops.
Margot is like the command she's always known, right?
Do you want me to black bag her, Elena?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Guantanamo, anybody? What do you think?
We got this new facility set up.
All right. Well, anyway,
guess
moving
so.
on. The Jimmy scene here. Jimmy's at home. He's many calls to Sunny, who he's now very infatuated with. It seems like keeps leaving her voicemails. Hangs up, calls, leaves another voicemail. And then she calls back seemingly, but it's Sunny's boyfriend, that other guy, the Marine guy that used to be on Jamestown. Anyway, we're here. Come outside right now, like outside your house. And look what they have. Somehow in this truck with a tarp over it through Houston.
It has to have the base on it,
The scale is not even right.
but it has to have the base on it because look at the square up at the top.
Like I also got the impression that maybe they were saying that this guy looks a little bit like Commander Rossi, and that's how he used.
Well, he does kind of. At least enough if you put a
But
hat on.
Commander Rossi's not allowed to take the statue either.
He's not authorized for statue removal. So
Hey, guys, you don't know how that works, man. There might be people at NASA and they're like, yeah, I know this guy's allowed. That guy's not allowed.
yeah, they reveal to us it's in the coming out the back of their pickup here. So they don't show us the bottom of it. We don't see if it's been cut off.
But when you see the tarp has a clear thing that's holding it up.
Yeah,
at the
it's
top.
got the base, because the way that was sitting, it was granite and then a metal base, and then
there was a metal base, and then there was something else.
They've got the metal base.
Also, all Jimmy would need to do to accomplish this whole thing without having to steal these statues is go to NASA or go to the press and go, I don't really like the fact that these statues are up, or I don't believe the story, or all you would have to do is basically trash the story to the press and be like, I'm the only person that's actually related to them that is even on Earth right now. And he could probably get them removed.
He could probably put some pressure on. I don't know. Without Danny there to weigh in, it might be a little bit of a deadlock until that, at least. But
no, I assume they have the access for another reason. It wasn't for this. They got the access for a different reason.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Going to come up.
Oh no, yeah, they don't.
Oh no, it's not about the statue for them.
No,
I
they just
think
did this as like a.
This is to kind of win Jimmy over.
Yeah.
Jimmy doesn't like the statue, and we all hate the statue. It's a weird statue of them in the duct tape. But anyway, I think that's the point. Anyway, so Jimmy is he thought it was funny. He thought he's kind of thankful, and that they're kind of he's joining the team now. Is sort of the idea. Then we see a quick scene here with Ellen, and she flies to Texas, it seems, and or wherever.
And the
Pam
non-marked Air Force 2.
Yeah, wherever Pam is living these days. And Ellen is coming to her residence with her whole motorcade of Secret Service. Not coming up and knocking on the
I'm
door.
almost positive she's not allowed to go by herself to that door either.
There's no social media in these days, I guess.
Yeah. No, there isn't, right?
No, I'm not even worried about that. I just mean from a security angle. I'm almost positive they're not going to let her out of their sight.
But here's the thing: is email.
Well, they're right they're in the driveway.
Their version of email comes out, which they call D-mail, comes out in 1983. So their version of the internet, it doesn't really have anything.
Well, email predates the internet, but
yeah, I guess. But 12 years, I don't know. It seems like, but I guess by the next decade they should definitely have social media. And won't they be so much better off for it?
Oh
when
yeah,
they get it.
Sure.
But anyway, so. Pam doesn't say anything. Pam has no lines here. She just sees Ellen, the President of the United States, standing on her porch and asks to come in.
To me, when she walked up, she looks like she was pregnant.
I'm pregnant, Pam, and it's your baby. And then she comes in.
It's the first lady's baby.
That would be so
her first husband.
Opera. Days this is turning into days of
These are the days of our lives.
Yeah. Okay, so then back to Mars, everyone. We got Ed and the Soviet commander Kuznetsov. Is that his name? They're here looking at. I think this is the Happy Valley, or is this?
They're looking down into the Happy Valley, and just below them is where they've put their entire base. Instead of in the middle of the fucking crater where the thing, if it did fall down, wouldn't hurt them.
Oh, well, Jody, you should be like the safety advisor on all space missions moving forward,
no.
I think.
It's Kucherov too. His name's Kucherov.
But they have a nice conversation here about how they hope one day that this Adam, this should excite you. This is where they talk about like 100 years, like people
was
could be
getting-
living here.
Well, I don't know what time index we were when we were here, but it's too late.
Arnold Schwarzenegger will eventually be there.
It's too late. They've lost you at this point. Well,
No, this is interesting, Dave. This is where we should have started the episode here.
On a
Right.
scale of 1 to Strange New World season 3, how do you feel, Adam?
Jody.
well, this is why we have ratings, Jody. So we'll get to the answer. Anyway, they're doing the drilling as we mentioned. The IT guy at Helios, he gets left back in command here. He's also here to like watch on Danny, make sure he doesn't kill any more like toy dogs, and whatever. And maybe
Yeah,
watch.
he's doing great.
Make sure he doesn't take any more pills. Might be another part of his assignment, or maybe Danny should have just been sent up to the Phoenix, and whoever is the next person in line, send them down here. But Danny,
Well, and
I'm
when he
thinking
pours-
back to this whole Helios thing, like this is OxyContin. Like, dude, what the hell? It's like so addictive. You wouldn't have it behind lock and key, and somebody checking inventory status. It doesn't make.
they know he's doing it, right? Like
It's not
you
even
know,
like it's in a
yeah.
secret. Like they know he's not in a good spot.
and not only he takes like a handful of them here. He takes like
Oh, I think
8
he
of
was
them.
gonna
No, they show that he's thinking of it, but I don't think
That
he
would
does
kill him, wouldn't it?
Maybe not that many, but close.
I don't think it would kill him, but it would definitely put him in a bad
It
place.
could overdose
Well,
him for sure. And
You
then-
see what kind of bad place to put him into.
Yeah. Well, yeah, not good. IT man is back here. He's like, hey, Danny, we're doing this drilling stuff. I need your help here. You need to monitor whatever station,
Communications. He's got one job.
Communications. Yeah, you're on communications. You're supposed to say Helio base here. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. And then eventually, that guy says, Danny, I'm leaving you completely in charge. I have to go crunch some numbers here. Take my headset off and go look at here where Danny
Yeah, remember
is.
how you were crazy earlier? That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I'm sure you're fine.
We'll give you
now.
this important task of making sure people don't die.
It's very important and a very crucial moment and a very crucial.
Hold on, go back a second. There's USB ports on this damn thing. All right. anyway.
USB 1, USB 2. Yeah, up to.
They have USB-C already. Nice. Wish I had USB-C back in '95. That would have been good.
Anyway, Danny's not doing well as the drilling's going on. This is, like Bruce Willis style, but not Mars. Oh, it is Mars, but not
Gonna
Astro.
punch through, AJ. Just go.
I don't
Exactly.
want to miss a thing.
They're hitting the pressure threshold. They don't know shit about drilling.
He's like the Steve Buscemi of the Armageddon.
Yeah, he is. He's gonna
got
find a firearm soon.
Space madness, space dementia.
Yeah.
Space madness.
Just like Daddy did. Come on, he's a Stevens. What? This is so
At least he's not seeing ants.
Not Danny. I would never have seen this coming from Danny. Of course you would. And this guy who's completely oblivious, looking at whatever calculations he's doing with a pencil on the other side of the room, not
Trying to
paying
figure out
attention
how
to
to
nothing.
rebuild the dog.
Danny's only thing about Ed, giving him hell. He sees the meters going up, the gauges are going off. Apparently, all the
screaming in his ears, like they're
all the alarms are silent. Apparently, you have to have a headset on to know that anything is going wrong.
Well, not only that, but if you look at it, their console has master alarms, but none of them are on.
And Danny, not only that,
Regardless
he
of
actually,
whether they're turned off. Yeah.
Danny turns off the comms, which I don't think really made a huge difference, in the grand scheme of things here, because Danny wasn't listening to anything they were saying. He had the comms, but he was completely out of it on the oxys. And, he can see the meters still going off here. We hear Mayday, Mayday. We see that things are going very bad. I would have liked to have seen what was actually happening at the Mars site, but we really just
because they were generally you could hear the audio from it.
We just see it from Danny's perspective.
Basically,
Finally,
the drill started shaking, and then the pieces started coming off of it
yeah, it was like they needed them to do something at the base, and they weren't doing
to
it.
equalize the pressure. Yeah.
Right. And finally, this guy comes back from whatever he was doing, and then he looks at the screen and he turns it on, and he goes, "What did you do, Danny?" He turns the comms back on, and it's like it's a Mayday, Mayday, emergency. We have medical emergency. Everything's going wrong here. We got to get going back. And Danny doesn't seem too invested.
Now this is
How
Helios's drill, right?
Why is there no scenes of Houston and them controlling these operations? Like it's all like it's just rogue. It's just like all the people
Well,
at Mars.
this is Helios, right? So
No.
Helios doesn't.
Fair
I think
enough.
because of that 5 to 6 minute delay or whatever, between
They couldn't do anything anyway. Yeah.
Well, they can help, but like they should still be having some communication. But it's mostly it's the Wild West here. It feels
Helios
it feels
programmed
like.
their ship to have no override ability and have the ability to pilot itself and stuff. You're telling me that drill couldn't figure out what the pressure was and adjust it automatically? Like
I
it
don't know.
required some guy like hyped up on Oxy to be able to
You
do
needed
it?
Danny. Danny
So
was a
wait,
crucial.
Wait, go back. We were wrong about this. This thing is not at the bottom of the cliff; it's at the top of the cliff.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
their base is
Yeah.
at the bottom.
The base is it's near the bottom and it's near that fucking cliff, which makes no sense at all.
Well,
Actually,
maybe
it doesn't.
it's protection. Maybe it's protection against like.
But wouldn't
Wind.
it be better to dig when you're in? Already, whatever. Again,
Anyway, well, there's
you're
some
thinking they
injuries.
should be
We
going
might have
in
some
sideways.
casualties here, everyone.
Yeah. Which
The
kind of makes
Cuban,
sense. Yeah, I think you're right.
Cuban cosmonaut here. Everyone's having a rough day. They're coming
Apparently.
on down on the LSAM thing.
so here
And-
again, they come down like. So they come down. They got injured people. Look how far away from these little things they're like.
Yeah, and then they'd land over there, and then they make them hobble
Yes.
from there to the rovers, which are some distance away. We see here Ed's been punctured here. He's got duct tape on his suit. Danny and IT guy, they run out in their suits to try to help here. Ed is looking a little worse for wear. The Cuban woman here, she's got her suit punctured. And I think this is when the drill starts going crazy and we see the ground start to shake and they realize they might be in big trouble here. Maybe they should have
You know
stayed
what?
in
We
there.
should put all of our big fuel tanks right beside the wall that could collapse. That's a great.
It might be best to get back to your flying machine right now and get it further away. But they don't have time for that, so they have to start running away before this whole cliff falls on them. And some urgency here. It seems like Danny and Ed get back first. Is that what happened? And then
They go to the closest hab.
They go into the first hab instead of the second one.
in the first. Okay, well, why didn't everyone go in the first one? Anyway, but it
Well,
seems
because the
like
medical stuff is in the second one. They said,
okay. Well, it
or
seems like
that's where they
anybody,
prepped anyway.
everyone else here gets kind of crushed by the sand and the dust, and we don't really know what happens to them as we fade to black, and that's the end of the episode. Thoughts?
The same thoughts I had when I started this podcast.
So hey, let's just talk about something interesting.
Sure.
Eleanor Roosevelt. She was the first woman or first lady who actually did something as that role. So she was like
Yes.
when Franklin Roosevelt was going through his polio. She really stood up and actually spoke for him when in Congress and when he was running for Congress at the time in the 1920s. But then listen to this. So she she was an advocate for civil rights, vocal proponent of racial equality during a period of segregation. Notably, she resigned from the Daughters of the American Revolution in protest when they barred an African American singer from performing at Constitutional Hall. And this is in the 30s. She was a champion for women's rights. She tirelessly promoted women's participation in public life and the workforce during the Great Depression and World War II. Humanitarian, basically a big proponent of education, relief for vulnerable groups, leader in the United Nations in human rights. So she became the U.S. delegate to the United Nations after Roosevelt died, and then became the first chairperson for the Human Rights Commission of the UN. Anyway, this is why she's pictured in this office, the Oval Office, because now she was the pioneer for women and my gosh, our president, what's her name?
Wilson?
Yeah, well, Ellen Wilson is now benefiting from this pioneer.
Well, thank you, Eleanor Roosevelt. Jeff, are you a fan of Eleanor Roosevelt as a historical?
Yeah, for the most
contributor?
part, yes, I am. Yes, she did a lot of good stuff for sure.
But I guess, she set the stage for, what that role is, aside from Melania, because she doesn't do anything. But
Now you could say she's also a role model here for Larry, because
True.
He's like the Eleanor Roosevelt of this White House.
yes,
Yep.
I suppose he is. Okay.
Well, there is
just
that
in terms-
rumor too, right?
About what?
About Eleanor Roosevelt. That she was also.
yeah,
Okay.
okay.
I think I have heard that too. Well, but FDR was such a looker. I don't know. So
There's
okay.
also a couple funny things that happened in this episode. When Ellen was in the limo, there was actually a poster of Black Widow in the background. The movie Black Widow.
Well, that seems like a problem.
Black Widow didn't come out in 1995.
In
or
this
maybe-
timeline, it did. Okay.
All right.
What happened was 30 years earlier, they said, you know what, we're doing the Avengers. In this timeline, Nick Cage is going to play Iron Man.
Sure.
I'd love that.
Add more
And
fun-
then the limousines that are used in this episode were actually from the 2000s, not the mid 90s.
We should have known better.
Should have known better.
We should have known that. Okay, and when Aleda is trying to make the case that Emma was spying for the Soviets, she mentions Aldrich Amos. This is a real person, a CIA agent who began spying for the Russians in 1985. Ames initially was paid $50,000 for what he intended to be a one-time deal to settle his indebtedness, but continued spying for the Russians because the money was so good. In real life, Ames was arrested in early 1994 after having betrayed dozens of American sources in Russia and having collected hundreds of thousands of dollars for the Russians. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway,
Margot.
she didn't get paid.
All right.
Like,
True.
that would have been nice of them. All right, everyone, are we ready to rate this episode?
Yes.
Sure.
I can't wait for Adam's rating. This should be good.
Me
He
too.
had a-
I
he had
think
a
Adam
whole
should go first.
No, I think he should
Set
go
the mood.
last.
Go. Maybe go last.
Yeah, Adam's going last here. I'll go to Jeff first. Jeff was a defender of this episode. Jeff,
I loved it.
I
No.
loved my parents. How about that?
I'll give this like a 6.5. I think it was a good episode. Yeah.
Okay. Heather not with us this week. We'll catch up with her next time. Kevin.
Like a 4. This sucked. It was so boring.
Okay, I'll go 6.5 like Jeff. Jody, we're gonna go to you next.
I'm gonna do 4 as well. Kevin's spot on here.
All right. And Adam. Adam has wrote down.
Jump
the
the
shark.
shark.
Does that mean? What does that mean though? Is that a score?
This is a big fat 0 for me.
A 0.
A
This-
0.
This
Wow.
this show has gone from great to bad so fast. I can't even understand it. Nothing's plausible anymore.
God, I love Evil Adam. He's so much more enjoyable.
It's Mirror Universe Adam. I think.
I know. All we need to do is draw on like a goatee.
Like, I don't
We need to
even.
grow a goatee, Adam.
You had like the heels of like good Martian movies even to play with and storylines, and this they could have gone anywhere with actually talking about Mars.
Yeah.
Mars is a bit of an afterthought for sure. I agree with
And
that.
they're there. They're there. They're on Mars, and they're not even doing anything with it. I'm
They're maybe getting crushed by a cliff. I don't
The
know.
Martian is 10 times more exciting, and he's alone, and he's eating food out of his own poop,
Yeah.
and it's 10 times more exciting.
He's growing potatoes with food,
True.
yeah.
Okay.
Fun
this
fact about The Martian. I knew that movie sucked because Ashley tried to watch it on our flight to I don't know where we were going, but she kept hitting the screen beside me just to see how much time was left, and then going ah.
So she doesn't like
I
the
like
movie.
The Martian.
no,
no.
The book was better.
just so bored.
The book was really good, but
The book was really good. Yeah.
The only thing really good about the movie to me is Matt Damon is so
It's a great
charismatic. Like if it was just another actor, I probably wouldn't enjoy it. But anyway, so this is a 4.2 average tonight, guys. That is one of our lowest, if not the lowest rating of any episode ever.
It's my lowest for this show.
For All
sure.
Mankind. Guys,
think
we
it's
were doing
probably
so
my
well.
lowest
Look at
too.
it. We were 9.6, 8.8, 8.6, 9.9 just 3 weeks ago. You know,
Yeah,
and
this
here we
show,
are.
this season started off awesome.
The
And I'm
first
hoping to
episode's
get back
fantastic.
to it. Yeah.
They're gonna have to do some serious recovery for me because right now this is like, yeah, it's like Fonzie jumping the shark. That's all I can say. And
Yeah.
we know where happy days went after that. So
The IMDb rating for this is 7.1. So I don't know. It's not as hated by the rest of the fans, but it's definitely I think a general consensus over here that it does have a dip here in these last 2 episodes. But don't fret. Like there's hope. There could be, you know, any story.
Yeah, we could be watching a better show on a different day.
Or the next episode. There's always the next episode until the show's canceled. The next episode is called Season 3, Episode 8, The Sands of Ares. Does this look fun? It's a cave
I
episode.
hope so, Dave. Here's what I hope to have outcome for next week to bring me back. First of all, Danny to be ejected into space.
Or fall in that big ass hole. That would be good too.
We're ejecting you into space.
No, it'll just give him more responsibility.
Yeah, Ed will be like, "Hey, do you want to hold the nuclear reactor?"
Yeah.
Oh, if they make him like all come back and save the day, I will be so like this is like I don't think I'll come back again.
If Danny has a redemption arc here.
You mean like his dad?
Well, he did save everyone's life in the first episode, so
Yeah, but that was 7 episodes ago, Jeff.
yes,
Like,
it was.
Hey, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah,
You know?
That's
Exactly.
7 episodes ago. Like, come on.
Karen really did a number on him.
Oh, yes.
If you didn't know, we also review episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation on this channel, usually on Thursdays, but for some reason we got 4 Thursday games this month in our curling league. So we are going to move to Tuesdays on many weeks, and tomorrow we are on Tuesday night. We are covering Star Trek The Next Generation episode, Season 3, Episode 5, The Bonding, with Worf and that kid. And I'll
See
be
that
on here-
picture right there? Those are the 2 most annoying characters in that episode.
Well, they're the feature characters of the episode, so
Yeah.
get
Oh,
ready.
yeah. Like we're at the low point of all the reviews we've ever done right now.
Like
Even Strange New Worlds.
I think maybe I just get more emotional. I thought I was watching the episode tonight. I'm like, this is got some pretty deep drama. We invited our friend Colrud Nikki to join us tomorrow night for that episode, who's never really watched Star Trek. So I think that this might be a rough one for him to come in on, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is the one I would give him to introduce himself. But...
Well, in 2 weeks or in the next after that one, we're going to be covering Booby Trap with Jody and his holographic girlfriend. So would that have been better for Cole? I don't know.
Oh, that one. Actually, I'm going to reserve that.
Do you want another Coco No?
We're going to be also on this week, Wednesday night. Jeff, are you still working Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jeff won't be there, but on the Super Mario Brothers podcast, we're still covering Survivor season 49 right now. We're into episode 4. Jeff, are you enjoying the season?
I've not watched any of it.
Oh,
To be
okay.
honest with
There's a
I
Riz
mean,
God.
I just haven't had the chance.
You gotta live to the R to the IZGOD, the Riz God, baby.
I think I might pick it up post merge again.
Yeah. fair
I don't
enough.
really care about pre-merge in this new version of Survivor because it's like, who cares? You know, it's like it's 10
Oh,
days.
that's
of
all the contestants
Survivor.
care about is about getting to the merge. That's all.
Right.
it's-
So why, as a
Hey,
viewer,
hey,
should I care?
nerds. None of us care.
He's like, you got your little promo in. Move the hell
you got
on.
your promo in. Shut up and move on.
You don't care about me not caring?
Oh, yeah. I love when you don't care about stuff like this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it for tonight. If I forget anything, happy Thanksgiving again. And we'll see you next time here. Oh, and I want to get some reviews there out of like that Strange New Worlds trailer that came out and the new for Starfleet Academy trailer. I think Jody.
No,
should
you
do-
don't want to be on the Academy one.
I think you're gonna. Like,
Oh, that is.
Well, I have complete.
Right.
I optimistic. Adam comes back for that. I'm.
Why? Why?
Because I want something good, Jody. I really do.
You're not going to get it with that.
I think you should need to both be on this review if we can
Oh,
fit it in this week.
God, it looks so bad.
Anyway. Or at some
I'd
point.
rather watch
soon.
episodes of like Melrose Place from the 90s than this shit.
All right. Well, we'll sign off for tonight. We'll see you next time here on Live Long and Podcast. Have a good one, and thanks to the whole panel. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Good night.
Night.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise, Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mater Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.